Hey everybody, this is Chris on the UNEDUCATED Network, and this is UNEDUCATED Hero Talk. Today we're going to be giving you and talking to you about the DC shows on CW, and man, they getting real good. We're gonna start off with Supergirl, and man, it has me really interested. Supergirl is moving up there on my DC shows. It started off with Samantha. She's actually at a park watching her daughter play a soccer game, and you have this woman come up to her and try to make some small talk with her, and she's letting her know, hey, you guys are important. And here we get a little weird. If I was Samantha, she's like, you guys are real important. You and Ruby are real important to us, or real important and something like that on the lines of that. And she's like, well, I don't believe I ever told you my daughter's name. And then she ends up giving her this pamphlet just to switch the subject real quick. Now, when she gives the pamphlet, you notice on the pamphlet is some Kryptonian writing. Later on, she has a meeting with Lena Luthor and Kara, aka Supergirl. And Supergirl grabs a pamphlet from her and says, hey, do you mind if I take this with me? Now, when she takes it with her, she recognizes recognizes writing, and this is actually the Kryptonian sign for their god Ra. And on the pamphlet, it doesn't say anything on it. It just has time and address. So they go. She does a little investigating and go see what they're talking about. And when they're there, she sees it's like a cult. It's like a cult slash church, and there are the preacher of there. He's naming and quoting these sayings of their Kryptonian culture. So she's shocked because she doesn't know how he's getting this information. One. Then you notice that it's the same guy that actually is doing the preaching. They had a flashback early in the episode of when she saved the airplane from crashing when her sister was on the first episode of the pilot episode. So she had a flashback. You realize it was the same guy. Now, when he's there talking at the church, you realize everybody in there is a member. Every member in that church has actually been somebody who's been saved by Supergirl. So not only are they worshiping the god of Ra of her planet, but they're actually worshiping Supergirl. So this man is having other people who wants to join their church and prove their faith. They have to be saved by Supergirl. So they are lighting buildings on fire. They are putting themselves in jeopardy just so they can be rescued by Supergirl, so they can prove their faith, so they can be adopted into this cult. Now Supergirl already sees this is going down a wrong route, and she's already telling them, hey, you need, she tries to approach him the first time and talk to him, say, you need to stop this out. You need to stop. This is nonsense. Now, before she can even get, a little bit of words out of her, he already straight off top knows that, hey, Kara, you're Supergirl. He knows that you're Supergirl. So he figured out her identity. Her identity is shadowed right there. But he says, you have nothing to worry about because you seek your safe for me. Now, he still has this idea that she is a god, that she needs to get into that role. So she's still getting people into joining his cult. So what he does is he's collecting all these Kryptonian memorabilia, I guess you want to say, just all this Kryptonian stuff. Now he has this spaceship, not spaceship, this big looking thing, a big looking bomb looking thing that he has. He's gonna set it off at this hockey game, and the reason why he's gonna do this is because he knows that Supergirl's gonna come and save all these people, and then all these people could be converted into his new little cult and religion. Now, while doing this, Supergirl was gonna destroy the bomb and everything like that, but it was a Kryptonian bomb. Now this was laced with I guess with their Earth, so of course it turned into kryptonite, where she's gonna get close enough to do anything with it. Now her sister was there, and she actually luckily was there to save the day. She held him up, the preacher, up by gunpoint. Now, before that happened, she tried to stop it. Now, when she got close, kryptonite got her all weak, and she ended up cutting her hand. And she showed him, "Look, I'm not a god. I'm just human." Now, when she did that, she had everybody from the cult leave and say, "I'm out this." So they left, and he was trying to stop the bomb and stuff like that, but he couldn't, because when he turned it, try to cut it off, it actually starts speeding up. So when she did that, that's when the sister came in, and she actually moved the little piece of kryptonite that was on there, so Supergirl was able to use her power a little bit, and she actually burned a hole in the ground with her laser vision, a deep hole, and then she passed out. She wasn't able to do nothing because the kryptonite was just too strong, I guess, of that. But that was the last thing she did with the last little bit of strength. So you had her sister, and you had the man had to push the bomb in there. Now it went all the way in the hole, and it blew up, and luckily nobody got hurt or anything like that. the man was arrested, but while he was arrested, he said, this is not my prison. This is actually my sanctuary, or something like that. I know that I was here. I was meant to show you to get you back on the right path, because the first time I looked into your eyes, I seen, you was free. I seen that you was, I seen where you was. And you're not like that no more. You need to leave all that fear behind. You need to leave that loss behind. He could tell that she was hurt and stuff like that. In a way, when she did burn the hole in there, she thought that she proved that she wasn't going to save the day, but she, reality did save it. So, in a way, that probably concrete his belief, like made him believe stronger in her. Then later on, you see that Samantha, she's actually in the mirror. Now, Samantha, she's a big important, like I said, she's Rain. She's basically the female sort of version of Doomsday. Now, she's in the mirror. She closes the mirror. She opens up the mirror, but when she closes it, she starts seeing all these Kryptonian tattoos on her, on the Kryptonian writing. And then she sees this woman in this black robe. Her face is like glitching from a regular human to like some kind of creature. And it's telling her, hey, your reign is coming. Your time is coming. And then they flash off of that. Now you're thinking that was a big ending twist, but actually the bomb that the Supergirl drilled into the ground and stuff like that and had to push in there, it awoke in something in the ground. It looked like another Kryptonian ship or some kind of ship, and it had like five looking tubes in it. And then you see one hand pressed against one of the things, so you know that there's probably 5 Kryptonians down there. There's something down there, 5 alien-like substance beings down there. So I'm excited to see what those are. What they're gonna be tied in. Are they gonna be other Kryptonians who's been in charge of making Rain and actually know who she really is? That's what I'm guessing about. Now to jump on Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow was like a real good episode, especially because it was on a Halloween episode. I like how they did it. I like the vibe of it. It was like a fuller episode, filler episode. It didn't have like a lot of details in it that you need to know. It was just a real good episode. Funny little jokes and stuff they had in there. You have last episode of Palmer finding something in the little drainage hole with the lights lighted up. When his eyes lighted up, you realize that this is actually a what do they call it? A disaster. Not So one of them aliens that they actually end up fighting in one of the crossover shows with Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. The Destructors, the alien one. But it was actually a baby one that Palmer was talking to as a child. When he was a child, he really didn't have any friends. He was getting bullied and stuff like that. So this little creature was his only friend, so he had a bond with it. What I liked how they did with that, they actually made it like a ET vibe and feel for it, because Palmer ended up actually dying, and they had to go back in time to find out why he died. And the reason why he was killed is because one of the agents in the crossover episode, they actually killed Palmer when he was a kid because they had to get the Destructor, and they didn't want anybody to know that, hey, aliens existed. So it just showed you, hey, this is what the government would do to silence things. So they ended up killing Palmer. So they had to go back before that even happened to see what took place. So they realized Palmer was actually, taking care of this alien, stuff like that. Now, when they actually went in there to try to see what was going on, to get the alien and Palmer, when Palmer was supposed to be at school, they opened up the closet and the alien was just right in the closet, surrounded by stuffed animals. A scene straight out of E.T. So, E.T. was always like a little childhood movie, so to a lot of people, especially my age and older. So, I like how they had like a scene straight out of E.T. And then another scene they had in it later on when, of course they have a bond with the alien, stuff like that. But you have the mama now who's on Earth looking for a child. Now he runs into the White Canary and gets into her head, get all her memories, knowing that, hey, that the boy was at Palmer's house, that the alien was at Palmer's house. So she goes back there and she actually makes herself as a Palmer's mom, stuff like that, so she can actually take the team down trying to find her son. So long story short, they have to end up finding she was looking for her son. Now, before I get off that point, this is one key point that you do need to know about the show. The team of Rory and Firestorm, they believe that Dr. Stein is actually not being faithful to the group, that he's actually being like a snitch or mole to the Time Bureau. So because he's leaving the ship and leaving time, and and erasing the time log, so they're thinking that he's actually snitching, but in reality he made this machine so he can keep in contact with his daughter, and he's actually been visiting his daughter on in 2017, and the reason why that is because she's pregnant and she's actually about to be giving birth to his first grandson. So he's been leaving, and he's been wanting this urge to spend more time with his family. So you see, you see that's when you see Dr. Stein actually having a more urge and wanting his priorities being more in 2017 with his family. Uh, and so I had to get back. I had to get on that point. But then you go to go over to Palmer stuff with the alien situation. You have him that you have him basically running from the government and stuff like that. They had to break into the government facility where they actually captured Palmer as a child and captured Alien. He had to end up saving himself when he was little, save the alien, had to bring back to his mama. Now, in the pursuit of running from the agency, you had Zari, that's a new member of the of Legends of Tomorrow. Her power. You seen that she had the ambulance. She could control wind. I liked it because when they was riding their bikes, running from from the FBI and stuff like that, she made the wind lifted the bikes, and it was just like another scene straight out of E.T. So I liked how they had that little E.T. reference back in there again. Uh, so they end up bringing the alien back to his mom. Everything was good, but you start seeing like I said, to go back with Dr. Stein was so important like that because you see Firestorm actually talking to the group, telling them, hey, we got to come up with a plan where maybe I can become, he's gonna become Firestorm on, wanting to have a plan so he can become Firestorm on himself. So, Dr. Stein can go back to 2017 and live the family life. Because we all know that he's gonna actually be leaving the show. The actor that plays him, he's gonna be leaving the show to pursue his Broadway career again. But this way would be a good way for them to easily write him out, where he can easily come back in and out for little cameos and appearances like that. Now we're gonna go on to we're gonna go to Flash. Flash was a good episode. It was a real good episode to me. You start off where you have what did Flash start off with? You start off with you have Flash. What did Flash do? You start off where you have Flash. I know he was still tracking down. Was trying to find out what was going on with the 12 metahumans that was created on that bus when he came out of the speed zone. Now, when he did that, he was actually these people was getting murdered, and he didn't know why they was getting murdered and stuff like that. And the mayor was actually being blackmailed by one of the suspects that they thought was going to be one of the metahumans on the bus. Now, Barry already had an altercation with him. He actually got him thrown off the police force before. So Barry already thought he was always a crooked cop, thought he wasn't good, thought he was shady. So he already figured, hey, if he's gonna have metahuman powers, he's gonna be no good. So we're gonna have to look into him. So while they do that, he denies that he was ever on the bus, anything like that. So they leave. Barry leaves. Now, right when he leaves, that you have two other goon-looking guys come and they take him to the top of the building and actually hang him off. Now, when they hang him off, you see him starting to stretch, and he stretched all the way down. And that's when they realize. That's when they turn and realize, okay, he was on the bus. He's a metahuman. So they get him, and when they get him, his legs is all stretched out, his arms is all stretched out, and they couldn't put him back. He's just all over the place. But you have oh, I forgot her name. Emma. I want to say Emma Frost. You have the the doctor girl, the female girl. You have her. She creates a little serum to actually get his body to come restrict coming back together. And why they do that? In the beginning. Now, what I forgot to tell you, in the beginning, you had Cisco. He was actually making out with Gypsy, doing their thing, and Gypsy goes in the bathroom, and all of a sudden, somebody comes through and he starts shooting this red light at him. And you end up finding out that this is actually Gypsy's father, who's actually Breacher. Now, when he's there, he basically tells Cisco, I'm looking at my time. You got 24 hours, until I hunt you down. And if you can prove yourself, I might see you might be all right to my daughter. So basically, he's telling Cisco he's gonna hunt him down. Now, the whole time he's looking for Cisco, he's calling him Sissy and says Cisco. So I liked how they did that. I like who they got to play him. What's his name? Doran Torrey, whatever. Dude from Spy Kids, dude from Hatchet. the dude from from Desperado, all them good little movies. But I like, you see these shows, they're getting bigger actors. They're getting these shows I'm thinking are gonna get a lot bigger. They're gonna have them come back a lot more. But in that little scene with Cisco and Gypsy, Cisco was trying to get her real name out of her. He couldn't get her real name out. Now, when you have Barry, now go back with Barry. Now Barry is still talking with him, trying to figure out why he was trying to blackmail the mayor, because this is what actually got him in the whole trouble mess of getting hung off the balcony in the first place. He was actually blackmailing the mayor, say, hey, I have this information on you, pay me out, and I'll keep a secret of him actually cheating on his wife. Now, the mayor that he's messing with, he ain't a good Biden citizen. He's actually crooked, and those are actually his goons. So Barry tries to talk to him, thinking that the mayor is all good, but the mayor says, hey, we know where he is, go ahead and kill them, kill Barry, kill all of them. So the guy goes in and try to kill Barry. Barry hurries up, easy, take them both down with his speed and everything like that. And then you go over to Elongated Man. Now, call him Elongated Man because that's who he's gonna be. But they called him Plastic Man, but I thought it was just a joke. I like how they joked about it because in the comics they actually had ran into each other a couple times before. Elongated Man and Plastic Man, they have a little rivalry. I like how you see with Legends and you both see with this now. They both got new characters, new people on their team. He's actually going to be joining the new Flash team and everything like that. They had to team up to actually take down the mayor. I like how they show their powers, working together. The mayor ended up actually escaping with what's his name? Barry's daddy, Barry's stepdad, basically, this guy's future father-in-law. They took him, and Barry, he was too far off in the helicopter and couldn't get him. So Elongated Man had to stretch his arm out, and Barry had to run up his arm to get to the helicopter. I like how you see their powers working together, how they use their powers together. Another thing that got me excited about this now, there's 12 metahumans were on that bus. You don't know if now you see one of them's gonna be good, so you don't know if 11 of them are gonna be villains. Well, I'm hoping it would be nice if you have a thinker. He wants to play. It's like a game to him. Whatever he's doing, Barry, is a game. So you see them playing chess and stuff like that. So maybe he's like, hey, I'm gonna have my 6 guys. You wanna have your 6 guys. So 6 good metahumans, 6 bad metahumans. So is it? I'm happy. I'm excited to see. Maybe are they gonna try to go down that route and give us some more superheroes? I'm hoping they are. But that was a real good thing. Another thing that happened in Flash, I think that was like the main important things. You see them, like I said, you see now that Elongated Man, he's gonna be joining the team. And then another thing, Flash, Barry asked him, how'd you get this information about the mayor and everything like that? He said, well, I actually got this from somebody, I want to say Darvo or Darvo, however you say it, but it was somebody that was mentioned before when he talked to one of his selves from the future. From the Speed Force, and it was talked to one of the villains that said he had many nemesis before me, and so this is one of Flash's nemesis. He's not going to be the main villain of the season because we all know it's going to be the Thinker, but it's good to see that there's going to be these other villains besides people that's been on the bus, or maybe this was a character created on the bus, so a metahuman that was made on the bus. So that was another real good episode. Now we're going to go to Arrow, man. Arrow's real good too. What you learn in Arrow and you learn in all these other superhero shows, and especially with Batman, if you don't take the villains down, or if you let them go, they're gonna come back and bite you in the ass, and that's sort of what happened with them. Last season when Felicity was working for Helix, was it Helix or something like that, with that computer group, that him and Arrow and the team Arrow actually had to break out Caden James, and he was actually like this big mastermind computer hacker. Now, in the beginning of the episode, you see Black Canary, the old Black Canary, Laura. You see her assassinating these people, and they have no way to connect these people. They don't know why they're connecting them to ordinary people. They just look like they ordinary people. They look like nobodies or anything. Come to find out that these people are actually working for the people that control the internet. Okay, so So Caden's big plan was basically to shut down the internet because they wanted to have like a big death toll. By shutting down the internet, I guess, it controls, they saying the water, it controls the energy, it controls planes, all different types of things. So it's gonna have one big destruction where they can kill these people. Now that was just his master plan to get Felicity actually in there so she can shut down the firewall. Now Felicity didn't know that, so she was trying to track down the location of the man and what she needed. She had to actually work with another hacker and get information from him. But in the process of doing that, he had Oliver who was following her because the only thing Oliver wants to do is protect his girl. So while he did that, they actually threw Felicity and the girl that was with Helix before in the room, so that Oliver broke into the room, beat everybody up because he thought they was getting captured, and ended up knocking the guy out that with the information. But luckily, she still got what she needed because it was right on the table and the back table behind her. So got it. But she was still arguing with Oliver, saying, "Hey, when I need to time by myself, I need time by myself. I need to do things on my own." And Oliver simply was telling, you was always there for me. Behind, in my ear when I needed you. I just want to be there, like you was there for me. Later on, you have them break Team Arrow. Team Arrow / Diggle, I would say, breaking in the facility, in the internet facility, because that's where they that's where you see Caden and you see Caden, you see Canary, but you see this third other figure that they've been showing. And I'm interested to see who he's gonna be, just because I know the actor that they got to play him. He's a good actor. He's played in a lot of things, and he's actually one of he's one of my favorite characters in one of my old movies. My old favorite movies, Tombstone. He's actually Doc in Tombstone. So I know he's gonna be like a big villain of something, because the actor they got to play him, they're not paying him. They're not gonna pay him that type of money just to pay something small. So I'm excited where they're gonna go with his character. But like I said, this was just Caden's master plan, just so he can actually get Felicity to close down the firewall, so he can get this code for. I think he said what it was called, code for Arclight. But the way they said it and they had the music when he said it, it sounded like this is gonna be something that's in the comics, something big. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm gonna do a little dig into it, and next week, probably next week they're gonna dig and tell us more about that, anyways. So I'm really interested in seeing about that, where they're going with that. What is Arclight, and the big little twist at the end that you have Oliver and Felicity talking. You've seen that they're coming back together, and they're about, and then they're speed. It's like they're speed rushing that their relationship, hurry and get back on the fast track. Which I'm happy for that, because everybody wants to see Oliver and Felicity together. But how long can that really last? No one, who he's really gonna be with. But then he gets a call from Slade. Slade, hey, I need your help. I like the actor who plays Slade. I like who plays Deathstroke. I like him. So I wonder if they're gonna try to get another member to come on Team Arrow just for a temporary, probably for a season or season 2 to see when he goes bad, or is it just temporary? Because he can't be good for forever. He's gonna have to be bad. He's gonna have to have his his little fight and stuff with Batman. So I'm excited about them DC shows, man. They're doing real good. Man, I'm excited, bro, because we getting close. We getting close to the countdown for well, shoot, Thor right there. Thor Ragnarok right there, but we're getting the countdown to Justice League. That's coming soon, man. It's coming soon. So I'm real excited. Man, tell me what shows you like on DC, on CW with DC shows. Tell me what shows you think is the best. Man, it's like every other week it's going up and down. It used to be Arrow, then was Flash, and then now it's Supergirl. It's like I don't know which one to choose to pick. They keep raining up, and I don't want to compare them. I can't compare them all with the DC and the Marvel, because Marvel's been getting good too, man. Like that, the gift has been getting real good, man. The God's been getting good, but man, thank you for taking the time to listen. Yeah, have a good one, man.